My name's Chris, and today I'm going to teach you how to line a pole and get it ready to fish. Alright, first off, you're going to want to decide if you're going to freshwater fish or saltwater fish. And we're going to go freshwater fishing today. And I have two poles here. One is a spinning reel, and the other is a bait casting reel. And they're both on different poles. This is a medium action pole, which means it's not as flexible as a light action pole would be, as you can kind of tell. This is a lot more flexible here. First off, we are going to line the pole. You guys have any questions yet or no?
Can you tell me the difference between the two different reels?
Well, basically, a spinning reel is set up like this, where it's under. It's more for, like, this is going to be not as much as a fight as a pole like this would be. Bait casting this as an action where you can press and cast quicker so you're not like scaring the fish. So you can cast it in easier. It doesn't make much of like a plop noise when you do it, but that's the difference mostly between the two. Pros more use the bait casting reel than anything else, just because it's quicker and you can catch fish easier on it. But we're gonna line a pole first, so you're gonna want to pick line. There's two different types of line. You have a monofilament line and Power Pro, which is a braided line. And braided line is, the advantages to this would be it's a lot stronger, as you can feel. Compared to this where it's okay. So I'm just gonna do it with monofilament line today because it's easier. You're gonna want to tie a knot.
When I hear about tests, like 20-pound tests,
It's just basically like what you're fishing for. A lighter test, obviously, is for smaller fish if you want to, but
why wouldn't you use the heaviest one?
Some people just like having smaller line to have more of a fight on the fish, rather than when you have stronger line, you can just reel it in real quick and not have it just depends on what your preference is.
Is that a disadvantage? Really? Do fish see the line?
Yeah, fish. I mean, they say they do. Fish have more keen to see like a green line compared to like this, rather than a clear line like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's heavier, and so just depends on what you want to use.
So you're going to put monofilament. What pound test is
this? This is a 20-pound monofilament test. I mean, if you guys want to feel the difference between it, this is it's thicker, it's stronger. This is it's the same diameter around, but the strength. This is if you were to do this, it would be you'd have to have 60-pound test of that to equal the same size. You know what I mean? It's just,
okay.
Yeah, but that's kind of the equivalence to it. But yeah, so we're gonna line it with this. Keep hitting that. You're gonna want to tie a simple knot on here. If I can do it. Okay.
That's embarrassing.
Alright, so you're gonna tie a knot here. If I can get it on here. You hold the pole.
Yeah, I'll hold it.
Hold this right there. Thank you. So you can see it.
Audience participation.
Yeah. Tie a knot right here. And you want to get it kind of tight so the line doesn't slack around on it when you try to reel it.
What keeps it from?
Well, I put some tape on here around the inside of the reel, if you guys can see.
Yep. Just
grips onto the line more, so you don't have to slide up and down it.
That's a little trick. Trick of the
Yeah.
It's a
Her
trick.
dad actually showed me that. So,
okay,
you're gonna tie it on here. If I can ever get it. And then if you can hand me the pliers real quick. You see those?
Yeah, I'll hand these to you.
Alright, put this right there, and we got a knot on there. So, if you want to clip it, you can.
Oh, I'd be delighted.
Go ahead and clip it right there.
Right?
Yeah, you just, that's fine. Alright.
I'll keep this.
Okay, so, if you want to help out again, hold the line. And, I mean, it just depends on how much you want to put on. Usually, I think you want to put about, how many yards is this? This is 650 yards. People put around 200 to 250 yards on a line, like on a pole at the same time, just depending on the kind of reel you have. But what I do is I hold it tight like this, so it tights on, the line reels on tight, so you don't want it sliding around.
Now I read you hold the spool a certain way so it goes on the way it comes off, so it doesn't knot up. Do you do that?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean you let it unravel a certain way?
As it's spinning.
You're supposed to go like this, so it comes off the bottom of it.
Perfect.
Here, let me see. Is there a pencil somewhere?
I'll get them for you.
Hold it like this. Oh yeah. can see how I'm doing this.
Put that in the center.
Hold it in there. And just let it roll. Eventually, we'll just.
Now I know some people that fish that they splice the line together. They like the bottom half of the line they never use, and they just replace like the stuff.
Top. I don't know. I mean, I've never really done that because I think what they do is they just tie a knot to it, right? I've never really done it. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I don't like splicing line just in case because you get tangles and it can mess up your reel, but that's basically. Well,
I guess it would save money versus replacing.
Yeah, definitely.
Is the line expensive?
Depending on the type, the line I'm using is actually pretty cheap, but where did it go?
The braided stuff?
The braided line is, that one is $20 right there, and that's only, how many yards does it say on there?
100 yards.
Yeah, this is
and how many yards
650.
do you typically put on a...
I do about like 150, 200. I mean...
So this whole thing would...
Yeah, this pretty much, you'd probably almost empty that. On a pole like this that can hold that much, like 100 yards probably.
Okay.
But I'm just going to stop here because I don't want to... I'm going to use a knife here to cut the line. That's pretty much what I use for all of them. And you just cut it, and then you're going to want to let some tension out on it. Pull the line out, and
Now, what does that little dial do?
it's the tension on the reel. Like, I'll show you. This is really loose right now, so the line doesn't have any, like, you can just pull it out. Resistance, yeah, exactly. If you tighten it down, just see I can't.
And why would you do that?
When you leave the pole too tight all the time, you can mess up the gears on it. So some people, when they're done, they just unloosen it all the way.
Okay.
That's what I was taught to do. And also, you can, if you're just gonna throw your pole out there and let it sit with the bobber on it, when it goes out like this, the fish is gonna grab it and run. You're just gonna hear like that.
Gotcha.
So that's what some people do when they just let it sit there. So I get enough line out. I'm gonna just put it through the hole. I got it. Put it through here real quick. And just setting it on here. Oh, shoot. Okay. And, alright, so the pole's lined up. Now we're going to want to put on a hook, or if you want, put on a topwater lure or a swim bait, or depends on what you're doing. But let's just put on a hook so I can show you. We have different types of, I'll just show you the lures first actually. Depending on what you want to do, here's like a shallow runner lure. What they do basically is they have certain like nose lengths on here to let them go like certain depths. You'll have like deep runners, shallow runners. This one's a surface popper. They all have different noses, as you can see. This one will pop out of the water. Just depends on what you want to do, time of day. They all kind of rattle, but this is like a rattle trap. When it goes to the water, it makes like a swimming action. Swims through. Some sounds attract different bass, and depending on where you are, will do certain things. Other lures and stuff you can use are buzz baits, which are little shad-looking things with a spinner on the top, so it goes to the water, and these are really kind of effective in the morning or night. And then you have a spinner bait, which flashes this, and that shiny stuff. And when you do that, make certain motions, it attracts fish more. But we're gonna put on a hook first, and there's different sizes of hooks. I like to use a 3/0 offset hook because when you set up a worm, it's a Texas rig is what I like to do. But there's different types. This is a 1/0, it's the smaller. You have like, let's see here if I can find one. I don't think I have any, but there's different types of hook, like depending on what you want to catch. But then you're gonna want to take a bullet weight, which is this right here. And this is called the Texas rig. This is what you do if it's a weedless rig, so when you drag your worm through the water, weeds don't usually catch on it, which is easier, and it helps, when you're catching fish. I'm going to tie a improved clinch knot on the hook as I show you, slide the bullet weight through first. Then you're gonna put your line in. Hold it right here, and you want to wrap it around between, I'd say, 5 to 7 times. And you stick it through the hole right here. Then you're gonna want to lick the line a little bit and pull. And as you can see, you kind of have like a wraparound effect around here, and it's pretty strong. It's one of the strongest knots there is. I don't know if you guys can see how it's kind of like looped around.
It's real nice. Knot.
So then you're gonna cut the excess off. And there you go. As you can see, the weight sticks on there like that. Alright, so now we're going to grab a worm. If you want to pick out a worm, I don't know. Someone wants to pick out one.
I'll figure out a worm.
There's different types. This is a Zoom red worm. Just depending on the color. You have salamanders. This is a culprit. There's different colors for each one, but it usually depends on the time of day and whatever the bass are eating in that kind of pond. But yeah, which one do you want to put on?
You're gonna throw on this red one.
Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the hook, grab the worm, you're gonna stick it through the top and then pull it through right here so it comes out. You're gonna take the worm, put it all the way up at the top. Oops, too far. All the way up to the top. Then you're going to take it and you're going to stick it right in the middle. And you're going to pull it through. And see how, I'll show you when it's all done. See how the hook sits right there?
Oh, gotcha.
So when you drag it, usually weeds don't catch on it. That's why they call it a Texas rig. That's what it is, weedless. And so when the bass jumps on it, it's going to go like this, push the worm down, and right when you feel it take off, that's when you set the hook, and that's what happens. It bites down, pulls it, and you get like that. And now we're pretty much set up to fish, and that's all I have for you. Thank you. How long? How long is it?
You had 12 or something.
Oh wow, that was easy.